coming!
Our solar system is not the cozy, predictable neighborhood of the universe that school textbooks have led us to believe. It is a battlefield, filled with unseen gravitational forces, hidden dangers, and cosmic unknowns. For millennia, humanity has lived in blissful ignorance of these truths, yet our most ancient ancestors, the architects of civilization itself, seem to have known the secret all along. And this truth is not hidden in scientific journals or complex mathematical equations, but etched into weathered clay tablets that are 5,000 years old. Meet Nibiru. The planet of the crossing. The planet of the destroyer. An object that exists just beyond the comprehension of modern science and outside the boundaries of our contemporary star maps. An object so massive, so mysterious, and so utterly terrifying that its very existence has the power to shatter not only our Earth, but the entire linear history we thought we knew. Why, then, does NASA, the most powerful and technologically advanced space agency in the world, vehemently deny its existence? The answer is simple and terrifying. The truth about Nibiru is not a matter of mere astronomy, it is a matter of global survival. They know the truth. And they are lying to us. Today, we will expose this deception and look at the secret document you were never supposed to see. To truly understand the power and fear surrounding Nibiru, we must go back to the cradle of civilization itself. Back to ancient Sumer, the birthplace of writing, mathematics, and advanced astronomy. It is there, on clay cylinders and tablets, that the first concrete mention of a 12th planet appears. Not Mercury, not Venus, not Mars, but the planet of the crossing. The Sumerians, living thousands of years ago, possessed astonishingly accurate knowledge of our solar system, including outer planets like Uranus and Neptune, knowledge that should have been impossible to attain without sophisticated telescopes, which weren't invented until the 17th century. How did they know? According to the controversial and highly debated translations by Zecharia Sitchin, a figure whose work forever divides the worlds of science and conspiracy, Nibiru was the home planet of a highly evolved, humanoid race of beings known as the Anunnaki. Those who from heaven to earth came, allegedly visited Earth every 3,600 years, when Nibiru made its closest approach to our inner solar system. This is far more than just mythology. This is an ancient historical record that describes Nibiru as an object with an incredibly elongated, elliptical, or highly inclined orbit. Its path does not lie neatly within the plane of the ecliptic like the other planets. Instead, it swings wildly out past the gravitational influence of Pluto, until it is inevitably pulled back toward the Sun and, critically, toward the inner solar system. And here is where the real danger, and the real lie, begins. The Sumerians described these close approaches not as peaceful visits, but as periods of global cataclysms and profound destruction. Nibiru, acting like a cosmic wrecking ball, swings through our orbital paths, causing massive gravitational perturbations that, according to the deep lore of the conspiracy, are the direct cause of the Great Flood and other planet-wide disasters. Could these ancient tablets be not a myth, but a catastrophic historical warning, echoing across the millennia? The sheer detailed nature of their astronomical records is too compelling to simply ignore. By the 1980s, as the mythological theories about Nibiru began to gain traction in the mainstream, NASA maintained a single public line of defense: absolute denial. Ignore the fringe, focus on facts. But what was truly happening behind the thick, locked doors of their control rooms? It was precisely then, in 1983, that NASA launched the IRAS, infrared astronomical satellite. Its primary mission was to map the sky in the infrared spectrum. But what it found instantly sparked a panic among scientists and became the absolute foundation for every conspiracy theory that followed. In December 1983, prestigious publications like The Washington Post and The New York Times ran shocking headlines: "Giant Heavenly Body Possibly Found," and "Mystery Heavenly Body Detected." The IRAS data revealed the presence of an unknown, massive object moving in interstellar space, possibly as large as Jupiter, but situated so far away that it was completely invisible to conventional, light-based telescopes. The scientific world immediately, and innocently, dubbed this object Planet X, a term used since the 19th century for the search for any unknown outer planet, including the one that led to the discovery of Pluto. And here is where the true conspiracy begins. Following the sensational publications, the information regarding this gigantic object was abruptly classified and downgraded. NASA and its partners issued a sudden official statement claiming that the object had most likely turned out to be a distant galaxy or a cold infrared cloud. It was a textbook example of rapid damage control. But to millions of people, this looked like a direct, blatant cover-up. Why the sudden, drastic change in narrative? If it was just a galaxy, why the initial alarm? Why the front-page coverage? Was it possible that this very Planet X, which NASA was actively searching for in 1983, was the exact same Nibiru foretold by the Sumerians thousands of years earlier? The sheer coincidence of timing and the abrupt silence strongly suggest that NASA found something catastrophic, and decided that mankind was not ready for the truth. Underscore 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 underscore. After the initial panic surrounding the IRAS discovery in 1983, NASA quickly sealed the lid on the Planet X file. The official narrative was one of debunking. There is nothing there. The threat was neutralized, the secret supposedly kept. But the universe doesn't care about press releases. Over the next 3 decades, as our instruments became more powerful, a chilling, persistent anomaly began to emerge from the darkness beyond Neptune. It wasn't a sudden, cataclysmic event, but a subtle, invisible gravitational tug. Scientists observed a bizarre, organized clustering of small, icy bodies far beyond Pluto, in the coldest reaches of the solar system, the Kuiper Belt. These distant, tiny worlds should have been scattered randomly by the solar wind and gas giants. Instead, they acted like a flock of sheep being silently herded by an unseen shepherd. Their orbits were all tilted, all grouped together, pointing in the same improbable direction. The probability of this clustering happening by chance? Less than 1 in 10,000. Something massive was out there, distorting spacetime, and pulling the strings. This anomaly brought the search for Planet X back into the mainstream, but under a new, sanitized name, Planet 9. In 2016, 2 brilliant Caltech astronomers, Konstantin Batygin and Mike Brown, definitively put forward the most compelling evidence yet for this hidden giant. They weren't looking through telescopes, they were looking at the mathematics of the Kuiper Belt objects. Their calculations showed that the only way to explain the gravitational chaos and the organized clustering was the existence of a massive, super-Earth or mini-Neptune, a planet approximately 10 times the mass of Earth and orbiting the Sun at a distance 20 times farther out than Neptune. Think about that for a moment. A world 10 times the size of our own, roaming the edges of our system, completely unseen. This wasn't some fringe conspiracy theory, this was peer-reviewed, high-level astrophysics. But here's where the Nibiru theory finds its modern fuel. The hypothesized orbit of Planet 9 is highly elliptical and highly inclined. It doesn't follow the tidy plane of the other planets. It swings far out and then eventually swings closer to the inner solar system. Sound familiar? This is the exact orbital path described by the Sumerians for Nibiru. If Planet 9 is real, and if it's 10 times the mass of Earth, why has no one seen it? The answer lies in its orbit and the fundamental deception of deep space observation. Firstly, its vast distance. It could take Planet 9 10,000 to 20,000 Earth years to complete just one orbit. At its farthest point, it is so cold and so dimly lit by the sun that it emits virtually no visible light. It would be a dark, silent giant, a mere pinprick in the blackness. Secondly, the search is incredibly difficult. Batygin and Brown's calculations only give us a broad area of the sky where it might be. Trying to find it is like searching for a single grain of sand hidden in all the beaches of the world. But here is the conspiracy twist that ties back to the beginning. The IRAS telescope from 1983 was designed to look in the infrared spectrum. Infrared detects heat, not reflected light. If Planet 9 is a massive, cold body, it would emit a faint heat signature. This strongly suggests that the gigantic heavenly body, reported by the Washington Post in 1983, was not a distant galaxy, it was the very object scientists now call Planet 9. So, the question becomes, did NASA find Nibiru/Planet X decades ago, realize its orbital path poses a long-term threat to the stability of the inner solar system, and deliberately downgrade the discovery to a faraway galaxy, to avoid global panic? The evidence of a gravitational influence is undeniable. The official silence is deafening. If we accept the possibility, even the remote scientific possibility, that a massive, highly inclined object like Planet 9 is out there, and that its orbit occasionally brings it closer to the main plane of our solar system, the question shifts from if it exists to what happens when it arrives. This is where the scientific community's worst nightmares merge seamlessly with the ancient Sumerian prophecies. The danger isn't necessarily a direct collision. The true, terrifying threat is gravitational chaos. Nibiru, or Planet 9, acting as a colossal, unseen gravitational anchor, would warp the delicate, finely tuned clockwork of our entire solar system. Imagine the effects. The asteroid belt, the massive gravitational pull would destabilize the asteroid belt and the Kuiper belt, essentially turning these regions into cosmic shotguns, firing millions of rocky, icy projectiles toward the inner planets, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. A sustained meteor bombardment would make the planet uninhabitable in a matter of weeks. Planetary orbits, the most catastrophic effect would be on our nearest neighbors. Even a minor gravitational nudge could push Mars or Venus into wildly erratic, unpredictable new orbits. This destabilization could, in turn, nudge the Earth. A slight shift in Earth's orbit, even by a tiny fraction of a percent, would drastically alter our distance from the Sun, plunging us immediately into an extreme ice age or turning us into a scorching, Venus-like desert. Earth's core. Conspiracy theories often claim Nibiru's approach causes the shifting of Earth's magnetic poles and massive core heating. While this seems extreme, gravitational stress from a close planetary flyby could increase tectonic plate activity, leading to global, simultaneous mega-earthquakes and tsunamis unlike anything ever recorded in human history. The sheer mass of the incoming object would essentially give the Earth an unstable gravitational squeeze. This is the scenario the ancient texts warned about. This is the cataclysm NASA sought to bury. They knew the mere possibility of such an object could trigger global panic far more destructive than any real disaster. The official narrative remains the same. Nibiru is a myth. Planet 9 is a distant, interesting hypothesis. But consider the alternative. If NASA did confirm the existence of a massive object on a highly erratic orbit, an object scientifically proven to cause catastrophic gravitational disturbances when it approaches, what would be their ethical duty? Their primary duty is not to astronomy, but to public order. The moment a confirmed image or a definitive tracking number for a planet named Nibiru was released, we would face an immediate, global societal collapse. Mass panic. Financial markets would instantly implode. Governments would fall. Food and water distribution would cease within days. The survival paradox, knowledge of a distant, inevitable catastrophe does not lead to unified preparation, it leads to violent, self-serving chaos. From the perspective of governing bodies and agencies dedicated to preserving civilization, the secret of Nibiru isn't kept because they are malicious, it is kept because they believe the silence is the only way to prevent instant, self-inflicted destruction. They treat the truth itself as a weapon too dangerous for mankind. They have chosen deception as a form of protection. We have tracked the myth from the clay tablets of Sumer, through the classified sightings of 1983, and into the modern, undeniable mathematics of Planet 9. The mythical Nibiru and the hypothesized Planet 9 share the same terrifying DNA, a massive, dark body on a dangerously inclined orbit. We are left with two uncomfortable truths. Truth A: NASA's version Nibiru is an ancient hoax. Planet 9 is a distant hypothesis that poses no immediate threat. The public is safe. Truth B: the evidence the gravitational anomalies are real. The 1983 sighting remains inadequately explained. And the silence surrounding the potential destructive power of a 10th-sized Earth mass object remains absolute. The search for Planet 9 continues. Every new day, every new image from a powerful telescope could be the moment the dark veil lifts. The real question is, when they finally do find it, when the calculations confirm the danger, will they actually tell us? Or will we only know the truth when the first gravity-induced megaquake shatters the peace and the sky is filled with the menacing, red glow of the planet of the crossing?